related to COVID-19 or have been exposed to someone with the virus within the last 14 days, please do not attend today's ceremony and instead watch our live video stream. Please remember to practice safe social distancing at all times by remaining at least 6 feet away from anyone outside of your household at all times, including as you enter and exit today's venue. TEA guidelines state that up to 5 members of the same household may sit together in the audience, and all groups must be at least 6 feet away from any other family group at all times. We appreciate your cooperation to ensure the safety of all in attendance. Welcome to the 2020 Fort Bend ISD graduation ceremonies. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the Fort Bend ISD class of 2020. Fort Bend ISD has implemented several health and safety measures in accordance with Texas Education Agency and CDC guidelines. If you are experiencing any symptoms related to COVID-19 or have been exposed to someone with the virus within the last 14 days, please do not attend today's ceremony and instead watch our live video stream. Please remember to practice safe social distancing at all times by remaining at least 6 feet away from anyone outside of your household at all times, including as you enter and exit today's venue. TEA guidelines state that up to 5 members of the same household may sit together in the audience, and all groups must be at least 6 feet away from any other family group at all times. We appreciate your cooperation to ensure the safety of all in attendance. Welcome to the 2020 Fort Bend ISD graduation ceremonies. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the Fort Bend ISD class of 2020. Fort Bend ISD has implemented several health and safety measures in accordance with Texas Education Agency and CDC guidelines. If you are experiencing any symptoms related to COVID-19 or have been exposed to someone with the virus within the last 14 days, please do not attend today's ceremony and instead watch our live video stream. Please remember to practice safe social distancing at all times by remaining at least 6 feet away from anyone outside of your household at all times, including as you enter and exit today's venue. TEA guidelines state that up to 5 members of the same household may sit together in the audience, and all groups must be at least 6 feet away from any other family group at all times. We appreciate your cooperation to ensure the safety of all in attendance. Welcome to the 2020 Fort Bend ISD graduation ceremonies. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the Fort Bend ISD class of 2020. Fort Bend ISD has implemented several health and safety measures in accordance with Texas Education Agency and CDC guidelines. If you are experiencing any symptoms related to COVID-19 or have been exposed to someone with the virus within the last 14 days, please do not attend today's ceremony and instead watch our live video stream. Please remember to practice safe social distancing at all times by remaining at least 6 feet away from anyone outside of your household at all times, including as you enter and exit today's venue. TEA guidelines state that up to 5 members of the same household may sit together in the audience, and all groups must be at least 6 feet away from any other family group at all times. We appreciate your cooperation to ensure the safety of all in attendance. Welcome to the 2020 Fort Bend ISD graduation ceremonies. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the Fort Bend ISD class of 2020. Fort Bend ISD has implemented several health and safety measures in accordance with Texas Education Agency and CDC guidelines. If you are experiencing any symptoms related to COVID-19 or have been exposed to someone with the virus within the last 14 days, please do not attend today's ceremony and instead watch our live video stream. Please remember to practice safe social distancing at all times by remaining at least 6 feet away from anyone outside of your household at all times, including as you enter and exit today's venue. TEA guidelines state that up to 5 members of the same household may sit together in the audience, and all groups must be at least 6 feet away from any other family group at all times. We appreciate your cooperation to ensure the safety of all in attendance. Welcome to the 2020 Fort Bend ISD graduation ceremonies. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate.
Good morning. Please be seated. Good morning. Welcome to Hall Stadium for the graduation of the Willowridge Eagles class of 2020. I'm Charles Dupree, Superintendent of Fort Bend ISD, and as we open today's commencement for the class of 2020, I want to recognize that today's ceremony is different and unique because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We have moved to this stadium from the Smart Financial Center. We are social distancing, and we're handing out diplomas and celebrating our graduates without the usual handshakes and hugs. It is different, but our purpose is the same. We're here to celebrate you, our class of 2020. It has been a difficult season these last few months. We've been quarantined, isolated from our community, feeling the loss of everyday life and the special events you looked forward to for so long. We've grieved the loss of many lives in our community because of the virus. And for many of us, those feelings of grief and loss were magnified by increased racial tensions in our country. Across the U.S., citizens are currently demonstrating to show their fear, anger, and grief following the tragic, unnecessary death of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd. This is a society in which you have grown up, and the society in which you are graduating to take your place as contributing adults. As you graduate, I pray that you will carry the attributes of our Fort Bend profile of a graduate with you as you navigate your future. As a student in Fort Bend, you have learned to raise your voice, to advocate for what is right and the things you believe in. And we do not all believe the same things. As compassionate citizens, you are to be empathetic to others, respectful, and self-disciplined, improving our diverse community by being inclusive and embracing differences. And when the time comes, you exercise your right to vote. It's also important that you communicate effectively and think critically. As you step into your future, we urge you to respectfully and actively listen to others while engaging in courageous conversations. Consider all sides of an issue and always seek first to understand, then to be understood. I am so proud of all you have learned and the strength you have shown through adversity. And I have to say, as I look at this class sitting in front of me, you have experienced adversity other seniors in our other high schools have not, as I think about your sophomore year when you were out of your building for a semester. Today, we are here to celebrate you and your peers, even though our hearts are hurting from what is going on in the world around us. Your families are here to honor this milestone as we recognize where you have been and where you are going. Even though we have so many mixed emotions, I invite you to find hope in the outstanding future that awaits you, the future for which you have prepared. This is a time for happiness and celebration, not to be overshadowed by disruptive protest. But there is an appropriate time and place to raise your voice, and when you do, I challenge you to know why you are protesting, what you are supporting, and what you hope to accomplish. When you raise your voice, you can make a difference. But for today, I invite you to celebrate all the good things and successes you have enjoyed as a student at Willowridge, as well as the excitement that comes with graduating from high school. Before we proceed with our ceremony, please join me in a moment of silence to recognize the many events taking place in our world today, including those that are gone too soon and this special occasion of your own graduation. Thank you. Although there are many things that divide us in this world today, we are unified in our pride and support of you, the Willowridge High School class of 2020. We are gathered to celebrate you and your achievements, and it is my most sincere hope that you will dedicate your life to being a force for positive change, a world changer who will make our great country even better and leave a lasting impact on the world in which you live. Congratulations, Eagles.
Good morning. Welcome to the 2020 commencement ceremony for Willowridge High School. My name is Terrence Hayden, and I have the honor of serving as principal of Willowridge. This is a very special class for me because we all came in together. 4 years ago, I was new to Willowridge, and you all were new to the campus as well. So you guys are very special to me. So believe it or not, I'm really going to miss all of you, and you're always welcome to come to Willowridge and visit me. If you want to come back in a few years and teach, just give me a call. Thank you. Before we begin today's ceremony, I want to introduce to you our platform guests. Please hold your applause until they are all introduced. We have Alexander Vasquez Benitez, Valedictorian, Nidia Murillo, Salutatorian, Alfredo Alviso, Senior Class President, and Michelle Aldaco, Student Council President. Also joining us today is Dr. Charles Dupree, our ISD Superintendent, and representatives from the Board of Trustees. We have Ms. Addie Hellinger, Board Vice President, Board members Allison Drew, Grail James, and Jim Rice. Class of 2020, you have come face to face with many challenges and obstacles in your lifetime. You were born into this world when the nation was grieving from the 9/11 attacks. You and/or some of your family members have endured sickness, tragedies, and financial hardships. The current pandemic that we are all facing has caused you to miss out on traditional senior traditions such as prom, senior picnic, and senior yearbook signing, just to name a few. You may have to start working sooner than expected, pick up more shifts, or even become the primary provider for your household. As much as you thought you were ready for adulthood, this crisis has forced you to ready yourself much sooner than expected. Despite what is going on in the world today, graduation still marks the passage into adulthood. You can still decide which career path you plan to pursue and determine the values, and that's very important, that you want to live by. This may be very scary to you right now because jobs are uncertain, and entrance to college this fall may look a little different than it normally has. Families that were struggling before, many of them are now hanging on by a thread. This pandemic shows that life flows more smoothly and is much more rewarding when we help and support each other. Many of you have volunteered at food banks, donated clothes, money, or have just been a listening ear for a friend. For 18 years, you've gone to parents, adults, uncles, grandparents, and teachers when you had a question. As you can now see, during this pandemic, we don't have all the answers. It is therefore up to you to help us find the answers. We need you to be our hero, the ones we go to with questions. So soak up all of the book knowledge you can, put the real world knowledge into practice, and make your positive mark on the world because we are counting on you to evoke change. Work together as a community and not divided. Don't be passive with your privilege. You are destined for greatness and were brought into this world for a reason. You are not trash, and you are not to be thrown to the side. Remember that no matter what obstacles you faced or how marginalized your experiences have been, you do have power. Do not sit on the sidelines and let others dim your light to make theirs shine brighter. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. Before I close, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the parents, guardians, grandparents of this entire village that have supported this graduating class. This is for them. This is for them. Parents, grandparents, thank you. I know many of you are going to get relieved because you're not going to get emails and call-outs from me. And just like the students can come back and visit, you all are always welcome. Thank you for all that you've done to help our kids reach this milestone. And finally, Eagles, remember to soar above the rest with class and character. Once an Eagle, always an Eagle. Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and then opening remarks given by Valedictorian Nydia Murillo.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible. You may now be seated. Good morning, class of 2020, family, friends, faculty, and staff. It is wonderful to see all of you after this long spring break that has now turned into our summer break. These past 4 years have been quite unexpected, but filled with great memories. As freshmen, we started high school not knowing what to expect and overcame different challenges. This includes a clown threat and Hurricane Harvey. We became Buffalo Wings for a semester when we were housed at Marshall due to mold in our school. We learned to appreciate people around us, and we continued our education despite undergoing a pandemic that caused us to work online. However, these struggles that brought anxiety and vexation also caused us to build friendships that will bring long-lasting memories, many of which we spent time with in pep rallies, football games, volleyball games, and in other extracurricular activities. Our optimistic outlook and perseverance shows the strength and dedication of the class of 2020. Although our passage to adulthood will definitely be different due to unprecedented events, the class of 2020 has already proven their ability to succeed. We have adapted through various issues, and we will continue to do so in our future. With this being said, I would like to welcome you all to Willowridge's class of 2020 graduation ceremony.
Good morning and welcome friends, family, faculty, staff, and my fellow class of 2020 Eagles. I am Alfredo Alviso, and it is an honor to stand before you as this year's senior class president. The Willowridge High School senior class of 2020 has much to celebrate. Total scholarships presented to our seniors exceeded $1.6 million. Will the students who receive scholarships please stand to be recognized? Regular attendance is extremely important in helping us achieve our academic goals. This year, Willowridge High School had 5 seniors who had perfect attendance. Would those students please stand to be recognized? The class of 2020 is also highly decorated and accomplished. You may have noticed that many in front of you are wearing displays of these honors. Students, at this time, if you are an honor graduate or received an honor cord, sash, medal, or similar academic honor award, please stand to be recognized. Congratulations to you all. We would also like to present and recognize this year's honor graduates, beginning with summa cum laude graduates. Summa cum laude graduates, please stand. These students have a grade point average of 97 or higher. Congratulations. Next, we will ask our magna cum laude students to stand and be recognized. These students have a grade point average between 93 and 96. Congratulations. And our cum laude graduates are next. These students finished with a grade point average between 90 and 92. Please stand and be recognized. Congratulations. There are students in this graduation class who have chosen to serve our country through enlistment in the military after graduation. Please stand and be recognized if you are joining the military after graduation. Thank you for your service to our country. I would like to give a round of applause to our seniors for having endured these 4 long trivial years, especially considering the current situation the world is facing now. We may be the class of 2020 vision, but we sure didn't see this one coming. Today, it is my pleasure to proudly introduce this year's valedictorian, Alexander Vasquez Benitez. When I first met Alexander, it was in our Algebra 1 class. Our friendship didn't really begin until we tossed around a volleyball in our PE class. Alexander has always been competitive, compassionate, and considerate. He has always been the friend that encourages others to challenge themselves academically. Alexander is involved in clubs and organizations such as the National Honor Society, the National English Honor Society, an avid tennis player, and president of the engineering club. Not only is he a scholar, but he is also a servant leader around the community. Alexander will be continuing his educational path at the University of Texas, where he will be majoring in biomedical engineering. I would like to share the floor with someone who is my closest and dearest friend. Help me in welcoming Alexander Vasquez Benitez, our class of 2020 valedictorian.
Thank you, Mr. President. Hello there, and good morning, graduates. After 13 years of overcoming hardships, we have made it to our high school graduation, and this calls for a celebration with family and friends. Being quarantined, practicing social distancing, and even now, remaining 6 feet apart will definitely make for some good stories in the future. I would like to thank everyone that has supported me and led me to where I am now, because without them, I would be lost. Thank you to our principal, Mr. Hayden, all our teachers, faculty, and staff who made sure we always had a good and safe learning environment. I want to thank my friends who made school fun and my parents who were always there to support me. We spent our high school years facing drawback after drawback, but no mold, hurricane, nor virus was able to stop us from reaching this point because we persevered. Be proud of yourselves, graduates, for we have matured thanks to what we learned from our experiences. I came to Willowridge from a different middle school than all of you. Nearly everyone knew each other, and I felt out of place. Yet these people in front of and behind me came to me and gave me their friendship. I thought Willowridge wasn't the place for me, but I quickly learned it's just where I belonged. Many of us have decided to continue our education through higher learning institutions, and some have decided not to, but to continue growing and learning through experience. No matter where you may go, a university, community college, technical school, the military, or directly into the workforce. Continue to learn and prepare for your future. Take and keep close to your hearts the experiences, knowledge, and relationships gained from being a Willowridge Eagle, because they are all parts of who we are and what we will become. Thank you to everyone that came here today to see us walk across the stage out of high school and into a new journey. You may think it impressive to see us here today after all that we have gone through, but just stick by us because we aren't done yet. Our next steps in life will require us to surpass even greater hardships. Hopefully no more viruses though. But I know these Willowridge graduates would do anything to acquire a successful future. Thank you once again to everyone here today who has supported us throughout the years. And fly high, Eagle graduates.
Okay. Dr. Dupree and Ms. Hellinger, on behalf of Willowridge High School, I would like to recognize and present to you the outstanding class of 2020. These seniors have met all of the required qualifications to participate in our graduation ceremony today.
Thank you, Mr. Hayden. It is my privilege and honor to accept this outstanding class on behalf of the Fort Bend Independent School District. And I also want to take a minute to just again recognize the hardworking, dedicated teachers, faculty, staff at Willowridge High School. Thank you for your investment in helping each of these young people succeed. Let's give a round of applause to our teachers and faculty, all the staff. As a reminder, this is a no-contact ceremony. Therefore, in just a few minutes, I will leave the stage along with the board, and we will congratulate our graduates from a safe distance downfield. And with that, it is my privilege to recommend and present this class to the Board of Trustees through our Board Vice President, Addie Helliger. Congratulations, Eagles.
Thank you, Dr. Dupree, and congratulations, class of 2020. As I have stated in the past, graduation is a tradition that I look forward to each year and every year. For this year, 2020 graduation, your senior year, and our lives in general look dramatically different. The coronavirus is challenging our routines, expectations, and traditions. COVID-19 has fundamentally shifted my belief about the importance of graduation. Living now with the understanding that it's both a privilege and a blessing to unite as one community in the celebration of the accomplishments of our amazing Fort Bend ISD students as they venture into life to shape their own future. For our team, ever more so, graduation is a culmination of the work that we do in Fort Bend ISD, which is to inspire and equip all students to pursue their future. And despite of the barriers placed before us, I stand here before you confident in the fact that all our graduates presented here before you today have met the attributes outlined in our district's profile of a graduate. With that being said, it is both my honor and privilege on behalf of the Fort Bend ISD Board of Trustees to accept and confirm the members of the Willowridge High School class of 2020. From the beginning of this pandemic, our board kept you, the class of 2020, in mind. Because we know you have worked so hard to get to this point, in order to adhere to the TEA's guidance, we've kept participation in today's ceremony at a minimum. And so, while we are not all here together as a board, we want to share a special video message to our class of 2020. Congratulations again, graduates.
Class of 2020, we know this is not how you envisioned your senior year or graduation day, but we could not be prouder of how you've navigated this unprecedented challenge.
When Fort Bend ISD developed a profile of graduate, our goal was to develop a graduate like you, a graduate who possesses a strong, rigorous academic foundation and strong character, a graduate equipped for life.
We envisioned that you would exhibit grit and determination when faced with adversity. We could all agree that you've needed to display these characteristics in the past couple of months, and you have risen to the challenge.
Class of 2020, You've communicated and engaged with your teachers online. You've learned and grown in new ways. You've proven that you're both servant leaders and effective communicators.
We know these past few weeks haven't been easy, but you've proven that Fort Bend ISD graduates are critical thinkers. They're visionary and they're innovative. You've been compassionate citizens in your homes and in our community. You're collaborative team members and you're lifelong learners. You've been adaptable and flexible, and we're so proud of you.
Graduation's the culmination of a long and a sometimes difficult journey, and there will be challenges ahead for all of us, but we can't wait to watch you cross the stage.
We know it will look a little differently this year, but we still celebrate you and your accomplishments. As a graduate of Fort Bend ISD, you're prepared for whatever comes next and for futures beyond what you can possibly imagine.
We will now recognize each graduate individually, beginning with our valedictorian, salutatorian, and others who make up the top 10. After that, students will be called in the order in which they are seated. Alexander Vasquez Benitez.
Nada Sabine Murillo.
Katia Elvira Velasquez Aguirre.
Stephanie Carol Murillo.
Monica Garcia Wasso.
Midelis Wilson Sosa.
Ixchel Carranza.
Lizette Duran.
Maritza Silvia.
David Ramirez.
Kevin Gomez.
Michaela Sarah Glover.
Ceci Alvarado.
Tavion Jeray Porter.
Amon Harrison.
Araya Noni Thomas.
Elijah Green.
Emily Samantha Ortiz.
Trayana Bonner.
Matthew Davion McClinney Brown.
Michael Daniel.
Bryce Alexander Robertson.
Jorge Lagunes.
Alfredo Alvicio.
Vincent Gonzalez.
Michelle Paola Aldaco.
German Castillo.
Tyrone Alexander Ross II.
Jason Aparicio.
Efren Eladio Ponce.
Rafael Barahona.
Daniela Guadalupe Cantero Moreno.
Edgar Flores.
Brian Paola Munoz Fuentes.
Israel Abrego.
Isabel Marie Pacheco.
Brianna Bailey Lewis.
Rosemary Stepney.
Herbert Enrique Abarca.
Gabriela Vigil.
Joseph Jimenez.
Devon DeAndre Moran Adams.
Aideen Alfaro.
Juan Alexander Pineda.
Keaton Kyle Alahar.
Emilio Jose Ortega.
Jonathan Jafet Leyva Rodriguez.
Rubacelli Victoriano.
Raven Burdo.
Caitlin Turner.
David Lewis Coleman Jr.
Angela Nana Quason.
James Tuwell Cooks.
Mario Mejia.
Anthony Nathaniel Davis.
Charity Diavion Stevens.
Amarion Franklin.
Emerson Antonio Muchada Ramirez.
Ryan Phillips Hicks.
Victor Hugo Porras, Jr.
Damian Lamar Hagan.
Jacob Emmanuel Venegas.
Alejandro Lopez Dimas.
Rafael Antonio Mejia.
Jose Bonilla.
Tranisha Lynette Washington.
Valeria Gonzalez.
Micah Gabriel Sanchez.
Alondra Leyva.
Archie Ray Seals, Jr.
Jose Juan Acosta, Jr.
Jaqueline Keyshawn Meander.
Ashante Sky Lowry.
Matthew Isaac Watkins.
Marcus McCourtney Lockett, Jr.
Leonard Davion Smith.
Nino Devon Jones.
Roger Noel Rivera.
Marvin Merlos.
Darren Webster.
Juan Pablo Guerrero.
Carlos Lorenzo McGee.
Renee Cura Velasquez.
Alexandria Thompson.
Brenda Crystal Ortiz.
Aldo Danielle Martinez Garcia.
Jordan Christina Henson.
Bridget Yvette Huerta.
Vincent Eduardo Gonzalez.
Rayal Chance Edwards.
Anderson Platero.
Tifford Earl McNeil.
Francisco Alvarado Jr.
Jennifer Osorio Duque.
Evelyn Yaneth Alvarez Ramirez.
Melissa Crystal Villalta.
Broderick LaFleur.
Jalen Aline Salazar.
Javion Renard Chapman.
Lisbeth Ariana Saldana.
Keyshawn Drevion Mark Lewis.
Thais Alejandra Macias.
Donald Dixon.
Kevin Salgado Castanilla.
Daedric Harrison.
Jocelyn Vidal Guinness.
Corina Hernandez.
Ada Vidal.
Mina Hinojosa.
Evelyn Jasmine Morales.
Mariana Estrada.
Griselda Ruiz.
Lauren Josephine Bazan.
Tyrell O'Shawn Mars.
Jason Andres Diaz Cruz.
Tatiana Dejan Perry.
Joshua Acevedo.
Ishmael Martinez.
Joshua Lacey Basil.
Eric Salgado.
Mario Felix Richard Clark.
Fabiola Morales.
Robert Lee Branscombe IV.
Brianna Lucinda Riley.
Raul Lazalde.
Frank Nava II.
Dominique Alexander Hargroder.
Sean Porter.
Jordan Kendrick Greggs.
Alan Yael Mazzano de Jesus.
Luis Alberto Correa Jr.
Daniel Garcia Duras.
Amaka Mary Chakrura.
Roberto Guzman.
Mary Bello. Erica Bello.
Deshay Danielle Randall.
Marcella Abigail Arbaca Oliva.
Marquise Armand Riggs.
David Craig Duffy.
Javon Dominique Rhines.
DeJuan Anthony Fraser.
Alejandro Sanchez.
Mark Deontay Branch Russell.
Luis Enrique Perez Garcia.
Calvin Lee Dayon IV.
Ishmael Enrique Valle.
Alexis Nicole DeLeon.
Brandon Omar Reyes Horta.
Prenicia Kayla LeVay Brown.
Fabian Antonio Rivera.
Jose Mercedes Diaz Laura.
Eric Eduardo Garcia.
Gerson Vladimir Diaz Laura.
Eva Jamalex Salinas.
Linda Marva Johnson.
Danielle Reyes Nava.
Anika Teresa Gordon.
Joshua Manuel Zelaya.
Ashley Yvette Johnson.
Christian Alberto Pineda.
Aaliyah Yvonne Shivers.
Angelina Arnessa Padilla.
Demisi Damon Davis II.
Tavion Shamar Griffin.
Carla Maria Gomez.
Brandon Maurice Ryson.
Allison Fonseca.
Tristan Gianni Bowers.
Bracady Cortez Ramos.
Tymisha Janae Mosley.
Byron Deshaun Hall.
Danetta Ann Webster.
Byron Gerard Hall.
Dominique Cherie Washington.
Emily Naselli Cristino.
Destiny Marie Neal.
Emmanuel Augustine.
Devin Zyshawn Sudduth.
Kayla Janae Aina.
Shandia Renee McKelvey.
Mariah Nicole Jackson.
Mariana Giselle Nunez.
Erica Herrera.
Wendy Giselle Diaz.
Bertha Chavez Rodriguez.
Anna Rochelle Maxey.
Edwin Guzman.
Diamond Jewel Thornton.
Chrisma Tumasa Lagunas.
Annie Mae Marshall.
Jacqueline Andrea Flores Velasquez.
Montserrat Jacqueline Reyes Rodriguez.
Samira Mel Canales.
Osiris Pineda Torres.
Sophia Keston Magni Ebai.
Jasmine Annette Soto.
Jennifer Francisca Barahona Velasquez.
Nayeli Ramirez.
Julian Jacinto Contreras.
Jose Alberto Mejia.
Oscar Alexis Davila Herrera.
Jonathan Rangel Velasquez.
Christian Antonio Garcia Landaverde.
Gilberto Angel Alanis.
Braylon Darius Holland.
Jonathan Alexander Guaro.
Brandis Irene Doyle.
J. Guadalupe Ruiz.
Destiny China Cooley.
Katerine Valeria Ramirez.
Tatiana Latrice Hamilton.
Samantha Rangel.
Royal R. Belton.
Sierra Cecilia Robinson Rice.
Kayla Royan Frazier.
Kyan Lamar Pittman.
Elizabeth Courtney Bridgewater.
Estefania Torres.
Tori Andrea Benavenue.
Taylor Aaliyah Teal.
Aaliyah Lazan Newton.
Latrice Marva Johnson.
Ladarian Charles Carter.
Alexia Ann Stewart.
Marquise David Devon Garrett.
Xavier Lamar Calhoun.
Cedric Savon Daniels.
Keandra Emily Wiltz.
Caitlin Andrea Hughes.
Andrew Shelby Reynolds.
Sade Annalise Hill.
Brittany Sade Williams.
Our Ladies Diaz Garcia.
Alexis Latrice Williams.
Dashley Chantel Dupiche.
Christopher Armand Sierra.
Sydney J. Dearman.
Amy Latrice Rose.
Essence Serenity Faith Hill.
Zakira Brene Moore.
Nia Shanae Brantley.
Jaleesa DJ Dalcor.
Trinity Suze Durant.
Sophia Margarita Molina.
Dejanay Jashelle Butcher.
Zakira Marie Ray. Zariah Marie Ray.
Jakayla Sierra Crosby.
Kayla Lachelle White. Dulce Linda Montanez. Sylvia Georgina Villasano. Brianna Lucio. Celine DeAndrea Thomas. Trina Marguerite Thomas. Imani Span. Brianna Bruche Lucios. Jatasia Destiny Grant. Ariana Burrell. Adacia Brene Winters.
Today, we are proud to celebrate the Willowridge High School class of 2020. Which consists of those seated in front of you, as well as others who are not joining us today due to the pandemic. We respect their decision to not participate in today's ceremony, and because we want to recognize all of our class of 2020, including those who may be watching online, we will call their names now.
Jonathan Josue Acosta.
Damian Maryland II.
Michaela Alexandria Anthony.
Tremaine Dorian Miles Jr.
Derek Arbor Jr.
Tremia Marshall Mosley.
Kayla Denise Austin.
Cesar Danielle Pineda.
Albert Renee Alaya Jr.
Carlos Moises Reyes.
Carlos Alfredo Barrios.
Isaiah Deshaun Robinson.
Apprentasia Essence Kadori.
Jerron Zion Rowling.
Yilso Joe Castillo.
Dominic Lee Thompson.
Dramon Terrell Herman.
Dejarian DeLeon Wilkins.
Johnny Gonzalez.
Josue Danielle Yanis Bonilla.
Omar Lul.
Alberto David Zavala.
Roni Jermaine Eligio. Adon Lopez.
Today, we mark an end of an important journey in life that we could not achieve if it wasn't for the efforts and inputs of all of you. The compassion, dedication, and kindness I have witnessed, especially to make this day possible and our celebration special, cannot go unnoticed. On behalf of the graduating class of 2020, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to the faculty, staff, administration, community, our family and friends who have helped us come this far. During our sophomore year, the entire student body, faculty, and staff had to relocate to Marshall High School due to unforeseen circumstances. The transition to our rivals campus was not easy. Then Hurricane Harvey swept through and made it even more challenging, leaving many of us great losses once the storm was over. The fearful idea of having to step into the world as adults was starting to become a reality. Senior year finally came, and although it seemed perfect, we all know nothing can be perfect for too long. COVID-19, a pandemic, found its way to the United States, something none of us ever imagined would happen. Despite all odds throughout the years, we've continued to persevere by our own resilience and by the efforts of our community, faculty, staff, and families. For the graduates, this is not the end, but the beginning of many things in our lives where we would have to use that same resilience. This day marks the beginning of a journey towards new beginnings. I pray that you will use the experiences and knowledge gained throughout your high school career for your own best interests. It is my hope that the journey to your careers remain upright by conducting yourself with class and character. As I conclude, I cannot thank everybody enough for all that you have done for us. Congratulations, class of 2020. Thank you.
All right, students, make sure you can exit on the home side or you can exit the visitor side. You can exit the stadium at this time. Thank you all, class of 2020. You will not be forgotten. You left your mark at Willowridge High School. We love each and every one of you, parents, guardians. We thank you as well.